doing their blocking assignments as well.
8:35 left to go, opening quarter, no score, but the Mounties knocking on the door. 2nd and 5 at the Citrus 13. Aaron Vaughns tries to find some room to the near side of the field and does, gets inside the 10, and I believe he picks up a Mountie first down right around the first down marker at the 9-yard line. He might be a little bit short. This might be a situation where the chain gang will have to come out and measure.
That was Terrence Manderville, the linebacker, 6'2", 215, second-year player out of Nogales High School in La Puente. Aaron Vaughn's using his height to an advantage as he waited for his blocks to kind of come alive and then shoot the gap, as they say, Chris, with his 5'8" frame.
Well, he did pick up the first down indeed. They moved the chains for the Mounties. I formation for Mount Sac on a 1st and goal at the Citrus 8. The two receivers are Macon and Gilchrist, and before the snap, a flag flies in. False start on the Mounties, as you heard from our official right there. 3rd penalty of the night on Mount Sac.
So holding offsides and false start penalties, those are not penalties that you want to commit if you're committing any penalties.
Absolutely not.
Some of the basics here really get into the Mounties early on. Let's see if they can recover.
Still an I formation for the Mounties. Ball backed up to the Citrus 13. 1st and goal. A receiver split out to each side. Handoff Aaron Vaughns, and he's stacked up right at the line of scrimmage and pushed back for no gain. Citrus all over that one and leading the charge for the Owls.
That was Manderville again, Chris, the linebacker. He got a hold of Aaron Vaughns right below the waist and did not want to let him go. So heads up play by the Owls. Let's see if the Mounties can get back on track.
Terrence Manderville, the sophomore linebacker at a nearby Nogales High School. From La Puente. 2nd and goal for the Mounties at the Citrus 13. Owl will take a shot towards the end zone. Did Gilchrist hold on? He sure did. Touchdown, Mounties.
And he was covered there, Chris, by number 9 of the Owls. That was
Tyler Walker,
the DB, 6 foot, trying to match up with Gilchrist's 6'6" frame at 6 foot.
There's not many at the junior college level that can match up with a guy like Christopher Gilchrist standing at 6'6". Alberto Villarreal in to add the PAT, and he does just that. With 7:13 left to go in the first quarter of action from Hilmer Lodge Stadium, it's the Mounties 7, Citrus College nothing. And how about that? All the Mounties needed was 35 yards for a score that time, and you can really thank Christian Fulham, the punter for the Mounties, who pinned Citrus at their own 1. It was a 3-and-out for the Owl offense. They had to punt from their own end zone. It wasn't a good punt. The Mounties took over at the Citrus 35, and despite the false start penalty inside the 10, 13-yard touchdown pass from Justin Allo to Christopher Gilchrist, a couple guys that used to be at the Division I level. Allo at the University of Hawaii, and of course Gilchrist, like we mentioned, from Florida Atlantic University, and here they are trying to revive their collegiate football careers at Mount Sac, and they hook up there on the score.
That is the 3rd touchdown for Gilchrist on the season with 381 yards so far and 23 receptions on the season. Last week had somewhat of a quiet night against Grossmont. 2 receptions for 18 yards.
Alberto Villarreal to kick it off here for the Mounties, and that one will fly out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And it's always a good thing when you can negate the Owls' return man, which is Justin Martin from returning punts. He already has 1 punt return touchdown so far this season for the Owls. We mentioned a kick return touchdown as well, so he's a lethal weapon for Ron Ponciano's team, the Citrus Owls, who sit at 3-3 on the season, 2-0 in conference play, as we mentioned. Playoff implications most certainly on the line. Ponciano, the Citrus head coach, in his 5th season at the head coach position. Before that, 4 years before that, was the defensive coordinator for the Owls. Empty backfield here for Cutbirth. It's a wide receiver end around, and it's Martin who gets to the near side of the field for a pickup of 6 on first down to the 31-yard line.
Justin Martin's a big weapon in their offense also. He's the team leader in in receptions. 32 receptions, 336 yards, and 3 touchdowns as well.
And like I mentioned, Brian, to go along, a punt return touchdown and a kickoff return touchdown to go along with that. So 5 in all for Martin. He's your handyman if you're Citrus. He does it all.
It's a nice tool to have, nice weapon to have for Cutbirth.
2nd and 4 here for Citrus. Another empty backfield set. Cutbirth pressure, throws on the run, and it's caught over the middle with lots of room to run. And it's going to be a Citrus College touchdown. Patrick Smith to the house. How about that? A slant over the middle. The Mounties can't make a tackle. And Patrick Smith corrals his 4th receiving touchdown of the season. And with 6:29 left to go in the opening quarter, Citrus College is a point after away from tying this one up at 7.
Well, that was tough for the Mount SAC secondary there. There was a slip tackle. I believe that was Joseph Bryant on the coverage on the receiver. But, one tackle to beat as everyone's in man coverage there. No deep safety and no opposite DB to come across to make the tackle.
Jamie Toscano. He's only attempted 2 extra points all year. He's 2 for 2, though. And he gets this one. He's 3 for 3. 7-7 our score. Just like that, the Owls respond. They punch the Mounties right back in the mouth.
Something to see here, Chris, is their next possession for the Mounties to see if they can kind of get this offense going here.
And they're probably not going to have as good a field position as they did on the last offensive possession.
I would like to see a nice drive as far as
nice sustained drive.
Yeah, mix it up. Don't commit any penalties, and kind of mix it up with the run and the pass.
Let's get Omar Stolbert running again.
Let's get Tolbert going. Let's get the receivers going. As that was, you said it was Patrick Smith, right, on that touchdown run?
70 yards from Cutbirth to Smith. 13th touchdown through the air
so make
for
that
Larry Cutbirth.
410 receiving yards for Patrick Smith on the season.
You know what? You're pretty good at math.
4 touchdowns now, so he's very familiar in those big plays for the Owls.
So the Owls will be kicking off for the second time tonight. It's Tristan Gonzalez once again. Another short kick. Aaron Vons from his own 15. Gets across the 25, across the 30. Aaron Vons with room up the middle, breaking tackles, and he finally takes a pop at his own 44. Another great return, courtesy of the sophomore Aaron Vons.
Aaron Vons just utilizing his speed there, and he got popped really good at the end of the play. It was nice to see that he got up very quickly as Charles Tucker took a full-on shot, making sure he had nowhere else to go. Vons doing a great job getting them in somewhat of a decent field position here.
Absolutely, at your own 44.
Starting at the 44.
6:22 left to go in the first quarter from Hilmer Lodge Stadium. 7-7 our score. The Mounties a 13-yard pass to Christopher Gilchrist for the touchdown, and Citrus College, like we just mentioned, the 70-yard score to Patrick Smith.
Ask and you shall receive there, Chris, as Tolbert gets involved right away on this drive. The third drive for the Mounties. Let's see if they can produce another score. They have plenty of weapons on the offensive end, but if you're running effectively, that also opens up the pass as well.
6-yard pickup on the ground that time, courtesy of Omaris Tolbert. On his 4th rushing attempt of the evening, the Mounties now have it in Citrus College territory at the Owls 49. 2nd and 3.5 here for the Mounties. 4 wide set. The snap is back. Allo, a screen pass to the near side of the field. And picking up the first down for the Mounties that time was Isaiah Manley to the Citrus College 45-yard line.
Isaiah Manley is the 5'10 freshman, 160 pounds out of Corona and Santiago High School. First action we've seen him.
The Mounties really mixing it up here tonight,
yeah,
huh?
I believe all season maybe.
Getting ready for that big matchup at Riverside next week. I can't wait.
You can't wait. We can't wait.
First things first. 7-7 tie in this one. Play action here. Allo taken down in the backfield for a loss of 1, but a penalty flag does fly in towards the near side of the field. The tackle was made on the far side of the field.
Surprisingly, Chris, Allo didn't go up the middle. He cut.
I think he saw that flag out of the corner of his eye.
He cut and had a lane, but then bounced outside, ended up losing some yards, and we're waiting to see who the penalty was on. They waved it off or not, but illegal shift on Mount SAC, and they declined it, so they'll lose the yardage.
You're right. He should have cut it up the middle that time.
He had a nice lane to go up and through the middle, and he decided that maybe bouncing around to the outside would get you some more yardage. It did not on that play.
Credit the Owls with their first sack of the night. It was a designed quarterback run, but loss of 2, 2nd and 12. Ball backed up to the Citrus College 46, 7-7 all. 5:15 left to go opening quarter. The snap is back, and before the snap, a whistle blows. Coach Jabs will take his first charged time out of the half. Can't be happy if you're Coach Jabs. You give up a 70-yard touchdown pass on a simple slant that should have gone for maybe 15. Well, you've committed 5 penalties in the game now.
Yeah, once that tackle was missed by the DB, it was just a foot race, and he really had a nice lane after he slipped that tackle right across the 50 and just utilized his speed there and just outraced Mount SAC to the end zone. Unfortunately for the Mounties, they didn't recover on that play. Like you said, it was a simple slant pass down the middle, and they just didn't really.
You got to be able to make those tackles, especially next week against Riverside. But you got to take care of business here tonight. This is like you called last week a trap game. How about another one tonight?
Yeah.
And Citrus College 2-0 in conference play.
And Citrus is just looking to bounce back from.
It's been a rough year for them.
Being shut out in the second half to a Bakersfield team.
And they lost on a flea flicker in the fourth quarter.
Hey, no matter how they lost, they lost.
They lost.
But my point is they're coming in here to Homer Lodge to get a win against a very good team in Mount SAC.
Citrus, 15 minutes away from here? A little bit of a rivalry game. Looking to stay perfect in conference play are the Owls. Handoff up the middle here. This is Tony Gates, the freshman. He'll get back to the Citrus College 44, where the first down started for the Mounties, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 10. So Tony Gates, the freshman for the Mounties, getting his first carry of the night. The fullback for the Mounties, Nate VA, the freshman out of Seattle, Washington. The lone back here with Justin Allo on a 3rd and 10. He's just back there to block. Allo will drop back to pass, fire over the middle, and it's picked off by Citrus College. Doran Turner with his first interception of the season. He's second on the team in tackles, and he'll return it to his own 47. Justin Allo throws the pick, his 4th of the season.
I did not see who the intended receiver was, but he threw right down the middle, and Turner playing, watching the quarterback's eyes, read that ball perfectly. 6'2", 195 out of West Covina High School. Read Allo's eyes and just threw his hands up there for an easy pick.
These Owls are upset hungry, and they forced the first turnover of the game. They'll start at their own 45-yard line, a 4-wide set. The lone back for the quarterback, Larry Cutbirth, is Robert Gonzalez. Man in motion, play action, Cutbirth pressured. He's going to take a shot deep down the field, and it's incomplete. A flag flies in, and this might be a pass interference call against the Mounties and Aaron Simpson.
Aaron Simpson got beat, unfortunately, on that last route run, and he had no choice but to hold on to a piece of the jersey, whether if it's a hold or a pass interference there. It is another penalty on Mount San Antonio.
That's 6 against the Mounties. Meanwhile, Citrus College clean in the penalty department. A goose egg, and our officially announces a pass interference call against the Mounties. It'll be a 15-yard penalty. That time Cutbirth was going for Aral Romney, who's tied for the team lead in touchdown receptions with 4.
So the Mounties defense now really looking to buckle down and try and get a little momentum and energy on their side of the field.
Citrus not supposed to win this game. They're taking a lot of deep shots downfield early in this one. They now have it at the Mountie 40. 7-7 all, 4:26 left to go opening quarter. First handoff of the night, and it'll be Robert Gonzalez for Citrus, and he gets down inside the 35 to the 34 for a healthy gain at 6 on first down.
The Owls with a really tight power formation there, as all the receivers and both tight ends were in on that last play call and creating some nice running room for their running back.